The biggest flex for men in male culture is how quickly they can get a woman into bed with putting the least amount of effort into her. The biggest flex for women in female culture is how loyal they can and how in love they can get a guy to be to them.
I would have to disagree because of promiscuity being so high nowadays. How fast and little effort you have to put in to get laid as a man literally holds no value whatsoever because it's one of the easiest things to do. However, I probably would say and put money on it, most men today will tell you that the biggest flex a man can have is a woman who actually wants to be committed and is loyal to you. That would be the biggest flex for a man. It's 2024. I mean, look at my video, one of my recent videos that's got the most views going viral right now, and it's just filled with men in the comments talking about just how much they got cheated on, how often they're being cheated on. Getting laid is literally one of the easiest things to do in today's society because no one cares. They're just throwing it out there left and right. Every dude I know can get laid. Even the bums, even the ones that are considered unattractive, fat, skinny, tall, short, they're all getting laid. Finding a woman to be loyal and committed, that is the hardest thing that men are having a problem with finding. And this isn't to go back and forth between men and women. It's not. I'm agreeing with her on the woman part. I'm just saying she's wrong on the male part. You have a good day.
All right, family, here are 8 different types of situations where women either regret leaving or losing this type of guy. Y'all ready? Let's get into it, family. Number 1, a man they started to take for granted. They started focusing more on what he wasn't doing versus what he was. Number 2, a man who was willing to put in the work to fix the relationship. He was willing to compromise. Number 3, a man who had made some mistakes, wasn't perfect, and they thought they could find perfection elsewhere. The joke's on you. Number 4, a man who was more of an asset than a liability. The positive definitely outweighed the negatives. Number 5, a man with integrity and character. You can't buy that. Number 6, a man who was stable, protects and provides, but wasn't exciting. Number 7, a man they didn't know how to forgive in the moment. Number 8, a man that truly held them accountable for their actions. When a man knows his worth, and he's a quality man, and you've hurt him in a certain way, ladies, it's hard to come back from that. And this type of guy is rare. So hold on to him. Cherish him. Because once he's gone for good.
My mother told me, she said, you never hit a man where he's weak. Never. It could be true, it could be real, but you don't hit him where he's weak because it'll turn around on you. You can get him to do what you need him to do, but you never hit a man where he's weak because they never forget it. It lives with them. You know what his weaknesses are? He don't know I know they're there. Because I don't mention it, don't talk about them.
So you expect the girl to be loyal to you before on the first date?
That is probably the most attractive thing a girl could do.
But it's not
is
reciprocated.
Saying, I'm not seeing other guys right now.
As a guy, that's the most attractive thing you can do. So if you want to be more attractive to the guy, then that's what you do. As a guy, if I want to be more attractive to you, I have to get my money up, I have to go to the gym, I have to build connections, I have to be more charismatic. As a girl, you don't have to do all that shit.
So I'll ask the question, what do you think men want in women?
I think that the masculine realm that we operate in is based on respect. I think that men are constantly looking for a way to be respected. I think the world is hyper competitive and we're constantly always looking for status amongst our peers. This is why you will see a man give up his basically entire life to do something which will only gain him respect, even in a very small sphere. So if I had to build the ideal woman who could get any man on earth, what she would have to do is understand that I need to give my man as much status and as much respect as possible. I, by extension of him, being next to him, need to make him look respected. But the hidden actual message behind all of it is that men are constantly looking for status and respect. And a woman who makes her man feel respected, not only from her, but from his peers, is the kind of woman a man's never going to want to lose.
I'm literally sitting here shaking, all because of a man. And I just can't do this anymore.
So I've posted a couple videos recently talking about modern women and what their standards are and what modern women are looking for. And I've gotten a lot of comments from men saying that they are not looking for a modern woman. They want a traditional woman, and that there aren't enough of them out there. So that had me thinking, like, well, what is the difference between a modern woman and a traditional woman? I wrote some notes here to distinguish the difference. A modern woman is someone who's independent. She has a full-time career. She prioritizes career and education over family and children. She is strong and wants to be taken seriously. And you'll probably hear her say things like, I don't need no man to support me, and never depend on a man. A traditional woman is someone who focuses on family and children. She cooks and she cleans. She knows how to take care of her man mentally, emotionally, and physically. She's graceful and nurturing, and I'm gonna say it, submissive. So, for all the modern women out there, I hear all the time that they want a traditional man, but it's sounding to me like traditional men don't actually want modern women. And I can't tell you how many times I hear women say they don't cook, they don't clean, but yet they want a man to pay all their bills. So I'm just curious, women, do you consider yourself modern or traditional? And what kind of man are you actually looking for? And for men, what are the qualities that you're looking for in a woman if it's not a modern woman?
So I was kind of seeing this guy, and I really tried hard to look out for all the red flags. He was saying all the right things, but also the actions matched up. That's usually where I go awry. But anyways, he was saying things to me like, this feels so special, this feels so right, like I feel so safe with you, all these things. And then just poof, done, gone, stop talking to me. We work together, so I still see him, and I was like, what's going on? Why have you been kind of avoiding me? You know, this is kind of weird. And of course he rolls out all the gaslighting of, what are you talking about? I think you had some expectations of me. And I was like, well, I didn't have any expectations of you other than treating me like a human. I would have loved some communication. You just kind of like disappeared. And he's like, no, I'm just doing me, and I just do what feels right, and I just do whatever feels good for me in the moment. And some of that was true, some of it wasn't. I just wanted what I wanted in the moment. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're actually saying these words out loud. Do you hear what you're saying out loud? You can't actually hear what you're saying out loud, because this is insane. Like, do men just not get it? Like, can you imagine? I'm so sick of giving the excuse, oh, it's just, they're just a man, they're just this. So they can't have empathy? So they can't think of other people? I'm like, okay, so you just told me whatever you thought I wanted to hear to get what you wanted. That's not okay. And then you just decided to do something else. That's called just being incredibly selfish. That's called being a liar. That's called being a manipulator. That's not called being like true to yourself. He's like, oh, I'm just a loner. Like, I just like listen to what I need, what my body needs. I'm like, you're using a lot of fun words and fun catchphrases to describe someone who is incredibly self-centered. So anyways, that's that. We still work together. He still kind of ignores me, and I still have a big fat crush on the person he was in the beginning, who doesn't exist.
Hello?
Oh,
hello?
Hello? Hello?
Oh, what are you doing?
What am I doing? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm just charging my car. Yeah, but they don't have a charger, you see.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that's my charger, though.
Yes, alright, don't get big-headed about it. My friend Lucy, come to see her.
Okay.
And she hasn't got a charger, because she hasn't got an electric car. There's no
But
one
why
on
is that
site.
my problem, though?
What?
But why is that my problem?
Well, no, it's not a problem. It's an advantage for me, isn't it? Because
Yeah, it's an advantage for you, but it's not an advantage for me. You're using my charger. No, but you're using my... No, but you're using my electrical facility.
Yes, I am, and I'm very grateful. It's nice that you've got it there. I can, I know in the future.
You know, nobody talks about how rough it is to be too loyal. When I say too loyal, I mean I'm single. And when I am in the talking stage with somebody that I'm taking an interest in, I literally will not talk to another person that flirts with me. This makes dating really hard, because if I like you and I start talking to you, I'm cutting everybody else off. If I'm cutting everybody else off, that means you're the only person I'm entertaining, period. If you're the only person I'm entertaining and things don't go anywhere with us, it's back to the drawing board. The whole game starts all over again with the next person I start to like. This will cause you to stay single for a long time. It would honestly be a lot easier if I could just talk to multiple people simultaneously and then weed out through the ones that aren't serious until I lock somebody down. But my heart just don't work like that. I'm polyamorous, not polyamorous. I'm just looking for my boo thing, you know?
We've only been together for 1.5 years.
Oh, all right. Come on. You're fine.
But I'm also 36.
Yuck. No, I'm kidding. Not gonna happen in a year. Even after a year goes by.
Shut up, you guys!
It's still only 2.5 years, even if he waits another year. That's not a lot of time. Do you want kids?
Yeah!
Oh, jeez. I think those eggs are scrambled.
Hey!
I can't be the only girl that just has no interest for men anymore. And I don't mean that like in a sense where I am gay, because I'm not, or where I am hating on men because I actually love them. It's just that they don't excite me. They legit don't excite me. I am very uninterested. I am not impressed. And it's not that they're horrible. It's just that I don't care anymore. I just don't. And I don't know what it is, because I used to. But
Men are learning to let go of modern women. End of an era.
Why are we telling young women to take your most fertile years when you should be having babies and spend that entire decade of your 20s chasing an education which the average woman goes $40,000 into debt to get, and she makes an average of $40,000 a year, which is a terrible deal, right? So we tell them to go to all this college, get into debt to get your degree, and then do the career thing like you just said. And then all of a sudden at 30, flip a switch and try to get at least 2.1 babies out of them. That's stupid, and it's never going to happen. So why do we give young women that advice? I mean, I think 95% of y'all don't have any business being in a university at all.
If I could say what is the number one demand these days from good women who are looking for a healthy long-term partner, it is a man with exceptional emotional intelligence. They just will not do relationships anymore with men that don't have it.
Things women find unattractive in modern day men. Number one, men who are in touch with their feminine side. Examples of the modern day men being in touch with their feminine side. Commonly, guys now are almost overly emotional. Number two is pick-me boys. Now, a pick-me boy is a guy who's fishing for compliments. Oh my God, I'm just so ugly. It's because they want you to call them cute or attractive. Or a pick-me boy is a guy saying, no one's ever gonna wanna date me. If you keep talking like that, no one really is gonna wanna date you. Number three is guys who do not work out or stay in shape. Girl wants a boy who can pick him up. If my boy's arms were smaller than mine, one, that would make me feel self-conscious, and two, it just would not be attractive. Now, although no one ever says it, physical attributes in a man are extremely attractive. People always think that that is a bad thing, but just because you're attracted to how someone looks does not mean it's a bad thing. Obviously, personality is a huge thing as well, but physical attributes also just increases attractiveness so much.
What is the male equivalent to an ick? You know how women have like so many icks?
See, men don't get the ick. What they get is something a little bit different, but it's kind of the same thing. See, when it comes to women, what they're describing as the ick is 99% of the time a moment that a man, looks feminine to them, or, the perception of their masculine energy, is broken for them. And we get the same thing as men, but it is not when a girl does something masculine. It's when a girl does something that makes you realize she is not your wife. And I have the perfect example of this because this one happened to my friend. My friend was once talking to a girl for like 2 months or something like that. He really thought this girl was the one. He was probably only a few weeks away from asking her to be his girlfriend. And he was not expecting much from her. He knew that she was not working. She talked about all the time that she was broke, or at least did not have money because he was always paying for things. And, he didn't expect much. The day of his birthday party actually comes, and we're there, and he's getting all of these, pretty generic gifts from us. Like, I didn't put that much work into it. Literally, I got him like a gift card somewhere. Everybody else gave pretty generic gifts. Even his mom got him like, some like nice gym clothes or something like that. But then his girlfriend comes to give the gift. And hers is in a huge box, and there's an envelope, and you'd be surprised what was in the envelope was actually even better than the box. This man opens it up. It is a brand new PS5. He's got NCAA already downloaded into the game. This man is freaking out. He comes over to me. He's like, dude, I'm gonna marry this girl. I have to ask her to be my girlfriend right after this. Then he opens up the envelope. This envelope is a two-way ticket for them to go on a trip in Cancun, Mexico. This dude is like, this is insane. It's his 24th birthday. It's not even like this is like, you know, a notable birthday. It's like one of the most random birthdays. So like I said, this dude is literally head over heels at this point. He thinks he's going to marry this girl. He actually feels like an idiot that he hasn't even asked her to be his girlfriend yet. But then it dawns on him. He's like, how did she afford this? She literally hasn't even been able to afford any meals or anything for the last week. So he just blatantly asked her like the next day, like, can I ask, like, I'm very thankful, but how did you pay for this? And this girl says with a straight face, thinking he's going to be excited about this, you know those guys in my DMs that are always messaging me? Yeah, one of them basically said that if I send them feet pics once a week for the next, month, that he would give me $2,000. And she said she started doing that about 5 weeks ago, and now she's got more than 4 different guys that she's doing it for, but it was all for him. Now, this might be a very extreme example of what I am talking about, but oh my God, did he have a big crash from going, oh, she's going to be my wife, to please get the hell away from me, because he didn't want any of the items anymore. This man really was so upset. He didn't keep the PS5 or NCAA. So like I said, this is a very extreme example, but the reality is men don't get the ick like girls do. Men get the, oh my God, she's not my wife, which once a man discovers that, there's pretty much no recovering. So, hey, what do you think?
Women show their love through sexual loyalty. They show their love through sexual exclusivity. A man shows his love other ways. So when you see a man who's crying over the girl he lost because he cheated, and they're like, why is he crying? He loves me. He doesn't love me. Yes, he does. He loves you. He came back to you. Who cares about that bitch? He doesn't care about her. Why do you care about her?
And that wraps up today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.